All right. I texted you a little bit about this. The boring sports theory I have. This year, 2022, is the year of boring sports wins. Let's start off. College football, Georgia wins. Who really cares? Like,
wasn't that exciting? It wasn't that exciting.
Like, who really cares besides Georgia fans? Like, nobody was upset. Nobody really cared. And that's how it is with all these title teams this year. Is nobody really cared they won, and nobody was upset they won. Kansas, very few people were actually that upset Kansas won.
The national title game was arguably the Duke Carolina game in the Final Four, and then everybody's like, "Oh, like Kansas."
Even though it was a phenomenal game.
Phenomenal game. Being there, I don't even want to relive it. Obviously, I was upset, but
yeah, that was awesome.
No, it fits the theory.
Rock chalk. Might become a Kansas fan. No, like that's the thing. Nobody cared about Kansas winning. It doesn't really matter. And then Super Bowl. Nobody cared about the Rams winning, and nobody was upset the Rams won besides Bengals fans.
Yeah, no, that was fine to me. Like I was like, oh, like that's pretty cool. Like Odell got a ring, or Aaron Donald deserved this, or Matt Stafford finally got out of Detroit. Yeah, like, that was cool. Cooper Kupp's fine. Like,
yeah, and the same thing like Georgia football. You're like, oh, that's cool. Good for Kirby Smart, man. They've been good. Like, awesome. We don't really care.
He only got one, yeah.
And like Kansas, you're just like, all right, like Bill Self. I mean, cool.
Hasn't won in a while. Yeah, like that's fine. Like they've been top of the yeah, exactly. So who's that team in the NBA then?
Yeah, exactly. And we were texting about it. It's got to be either the Heat or the Bucks.
Yeah, I said the Bucks just because they won last year. The whole Giannis narrative, like obviously everybody knows how great he is.
The only reason I say no to the Bucks is back-to-back titles does mean something.
That does mean something, and that's the only reason I would say it wouldn't be the Bucks is because it would be back-to-back.
Because like
if you were including last year, I would say the Bucks. Like if that was the NBA team, I would say yes. But this year, maybe who's like
the Heat. The Heat. Like who really cares if the Heat win? And who really cares if the Heat? Like who's really mad?
I'd be kind of mad.
Would you? I really don't think I'd do that.
I can't stand Kyle Lowry, and I don't want him to win again.
Because like Phoenix would be massive because the CP3 storylines, Phoenix getting their first title after getting so close so many years. Golden State, Steph gets another ring. They win one without Durant, and that's awesome. Let's see.
Any of these other teams will be like the first time ever, like Memphis or like any of these other teams.
Yeah, Memphis would be super exciting. The Sixers would like break through, even though they're definitely not going to win it. But like the
Celtics won.
Through. The Celtics won. They're like, oh my gosh, the Celtics storylines are back. Everybody hates Boston sports, and everybody would have a reason to care.
Yeah,
nobody would hate or really care that the Miami Heat won, and that's why I'm considering putting a little future on the Miami Heat to win the finals.
That's not a bad play because the Heat they're good enough to where nobody would be that surprised, but they're not good enough to where it's like, oh my God, we're witnessing generational greatness.
And what you have to look at with all these coaches that have won this year, like the boring teams, they're really good coaches. They're great coaches.
They are.
And they're just like, and they almost don't get necessarily the credit they truly deserve.
Spoelstra fits that narrative.
Yeah, exactly. Like Bill Self, say what you want. I'm not a big Bill Self guy. He has 2 titles and he's always been relevant. He has a zillion Big 12 regular season titles, a zillion Big 12 tournament titles. Really good coach. Sean McVay, excellent coach, top level coach. And then Kirby Smart, always been right there. He was 1-2 a touchdown away from winning the freaking national title. He's always been at the top, number 1 recruiter. And he finally gets one.
Yeah, that's a pretty hot theory.